Hey guys, so I was I did the Frodo's Photo Raw edit number 54, and I had done a video, and it was about a 30-minute long video on what I did for this file, and my computer crashed and I lost the video. I don't think I can do the entire video again. It's late. It's almost midnight. But I still want to show a video of kind of what I did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my Photoshop file. And again, I'm going to go through my layers and show you what I did as much as possible. Unfortunately, that video I thought was actually kind of cool. I showed how I did some of the masks and stuff. But let me just kind of go through it, and I'll show it, and I'll try to explain it the best I can. Alright, so let's see. So I opened up the file, and of course it's not going to be perfect anymore. Things are flattened. It's going to be hard. Of course. Well, let me just show you what I did. Alright, so I had opened up the file in Camera Raw, and the first thing I noticed is it was really strange. Like, he shot this at like f20 aperture, and I mean, there must have been a ton of light because he shot it at ISO 200 and 1/100th of a second. But it felt really flat. Like, and it's hard to explain, but these mountains right here, these foreground mountains right here, felt so close to these, and then these back here felt really flat, felt really close as well. And who knows, he might have been really close, but I think, and it was weird because it was shot at 42 millimeters, so it should have, I guess he was on a crop sensor, so it would have been a little farther, but it's just, it was strange. It looked really flat. So what I ended up doing, and I'm just going to go through this. So the first layer I did is I took this file and and this is going to be hard. So I painted in the sky. I just painted blue into the sky right here. And the reason you see all of this is because I did a mask. And what I did is, once I painted in the sky, after I had duplicated this file, I blurred this background because I wanted it to feel like it was a little farther back at least. It wasn't, it was really sharp and in your face, so I wanted to feel a little farther. So, and then I give it a little contrast just to knock it back a little bit. And then I added a layer on top of it. And you'll see this layer, all it's doing really is bringing back some of these highlights, but I added, and see, this is why I wish I had that video. What I had done is I've shot skies. Whenever you see a cool sky or beautiful blue sky with some clouds, take a picture of it. Save that picture, because you never know when you're going to need to replace skies, and skies are replaced all the time. This sky, it had that big white spot right here, that big white cloud, I guess, and I didn't like it because it felt like it was cut or something, so I added blue, and then I replaced it with this sky. This is a sky that I shot a while ago, and I just kind of brought the sky in and put it back there. And then what I had done is I took the foreground of this, which is this file, and I clipped it out. I made a mask using channels. You can see the mask here. I guess I duplicated, this is the blue channel. I duplicated the blue channel and I contrasted it up to make it look like that, and then I inversed it, and it creates a mask. And so what I did is I brought that mask into this layer, and I basically got rid of everything behind the tree and behind this mountain. The reason I did that is because I wanted to keep this piece right here as my foreground piece, and I wanted to knock back the mountains. So that's why these mountains are now knocked back, see? And I added that sky, and that would have been harder to do without it. Okay, the next thing I did is once I establish the fact that this is going to be my foreground, and then, you know, there's a background, I made a black to white gradient map and put it on luminosity, and this is just the way I do contrast. I like the way it does it, and I use it all the time. And then I did another gradient mask that's like in orangey tones, and that's set to 16. That's just a little warming mask, so it gives it a little warmth. Then I merged all of these layers together into one layer, and I went to filter, other, high pass, and let me put it on normal. And I created this high pass layer, which does this weird thing. And then when you put it on overlay, what it does, it actually sharpens your file a lot. So see how it sharpened all the edges? It looks pretty cool. And then, you know, I was here and I was liking this, and then I decided to go black and white. And the reason I decided to go black and white is because the colors are so, I don't want to say boring, but everything is kind of the same color. I mean, the greens are not really lush green, and you know, and then the browns, and there's this beautiful blue back here, but it just, I don't know, I was having a real hard time with this image. It felt so flat to me. So I went to the black and white, and I played around with some of the filters. I added a blue filter right here where you can do your filters. I added a blue filter, and then I modified it using my color values, and this is kind of where I was at. Then I added a vignette, just black around the edges, and a gradient map. This gradient map, what it is it's a black to blue to white gradient map. And the only reason I added that is because instead of making it a pure black and white image, it just gives it a little bit of, silvery blue tones, and I was kind of enjoying that. And that's kind of where I was going. So I'm just going to put this up. Unfortunately, I lost the video where I actually did the edit. But hopefully this is enough, and let's hope that doesn't happen again. Alright, well, I'll see you guys next time, and make sure you guys subscribe and stuff, because I'm working on a lot of stuff. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.